which we call letters, posts, and comments. Now, this today, we got some posts, and we're going to try to
For
give some
sure.
more sound advice. So
For
let's go
sure.
ahead and dig down into our book of posts, I guess we'll call it.
To that bag, that
And
big
see what we
bag. You
can
know what I'm
pull
saying? We're
out
gonna
for you
reach deep in
today.
that bag, gang. We going
Drum
straight in
I
that
want y'all to get
bag.
roll.
y'all, I want y'all to get y'all thinking caps on, because I want y'all to really think about some sound advice to possibly give these people. If you have any, if you don't, then I mean, hey. But advice, Tester, you might like this one. I have a daughter that just turned 14 2 days ago. Not only did I not see her for her birthday, she went to school. She went to school and went to hang out with her friends straight after. She has a girlfriend that I can say has her smelling herself. While she wasn't home, I'm trying to figure out where she's at. And when she comes home, I go through her Instagram messages, and her girlfriend are talking, and her girlfriend is telling her, if you really want some, we can just skip school, and they did multiple times. She is now
Oh
on
wow.
punishment, but how do I get in contact with her girlfriend's mom to tell her what's been going on?
Oh wow.
Go up to the
When your
school.
kids
Oh
acting
wow.
up.
Yep.
That's where your first place is.
You're gonna have to. And I hate to say this, gang, because you know we don't snitch, but by these kids, bro, and your kids and my kids in trouble right now. So this ain't snitching, bro. But we gotta go up to the school, bro. We gotta get in touch with the principal and the most likely if she's that age, so you know they got a homeroom, or you want their main teacher, they, you know what I mean, their first period or something, they main teacher, you know they're gonna see her run into all the time, or they come in contact with all the time. That way, you know, the one that she's in class with, the girlfriend that you know is one that she comes in contact with. That's why I say you got to get the principal involved, because that way you can kind of have them reach out to the parent, because at that point it becomes like a national issue. It's people actually issue Amber Alerts behind shit like that now in some schools. Some small schools that do that now. Like,
only if it happens on campus for the most part.
Yeah, but you know, if somebody leaves, okay, like leave, they gone, they did an unexcused absence, their parent ain't checked them out, they haven't signed, you know, because when you like a senior, you pretty much can
You can almost come and go
you
as
know what I'm
please.
saying, but you can't. So that's when they be doing shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So, but
Look,
you gonna have to get the other parents involved. You gonna have to get the teachers involved. You gonna have to go to school. You ain't got no other connections to the other kids.
You don't know nothing else.
You don't know nothing else. You. And first of all, the first mistake, and I'm not gonna say it's a mistake because every household has a different parenting style, and I'm gonna say this and get off. You have to have, even this day and time, you want to have your kids close to you. Yeah, they're gonna be doing shit you ain't agree of, but if they're close to you and they're coming to you before anything else, that's half the battle right there. Because what happens is you get these kids, they start resenting you, and then when resentment comes in, it becomes not a hatred, but still, you know, it's always gonna be love there. Your parents, but no matter how much people say they hate, but it starts to become a thing where I love more people outside than my family. My family has not been there. You start to shun people in your family and take on the outside people as your family, or the people that's in your immediate circle as your family. And sometimes those people are not meant to be full-time in your life. They're meant to be in your life momentarily to get you to the next pinnacle or part of your life. So you can never really bank that, guys, on that, and you always want to keep close, you know, keep it close, you know, make sure she's close. She's doing other crazy things, but as long as she can always come to the house and run and do that and tell you, and that you winning a little bit, especially with these kids now.
You can get them to talk to you, and you can keep them talking to you. You might just be onto something there. What you got, Testa?
I mean, OG made a lot of points, but to piggyback off of it, because it sounds so easy to do when he's saying it. But let's fill in those holes, which is you can try to keep your daughter tighten up under you on punishment all you want to. But at the end of the day, you also need to choose some battles. Because truth be told, if she out there and somebody is already influencing her to start doing things that she normally wouldn't do, your daughter's gonna keep kind of, you know, testing the waters, especially when she don't think she can come to you without being on punishment or without being cursed out, whatever it may be, however you may react. At the end of the day, if you don't allow her to start coming to you without any consequences, so you can say, hey, this is right, this is wrong. That's that whole, it's so hard to do. We want to fuss out our kids. We want to take them and wring them by their necks, hang them upside down, slap across their head, ask them what's wrong with them. Why are they doing this?
We do.
And we can't when it's at this age. And especially when she's a girl, she's skipping school, and she can be bound to go do anything else that you may not want her to do. Right. Please understand, if they can come to you and you can control yourself, your frustrations, go scream in the room after she tell you, go hit a wall, buy a punching bag, whatever you got to do. But you got to be able to let her say, hey, I did this today. And then talk to her. And you may not need to talk to her right then, but you need to talk to her when you say, hey, give me a moment.
Yeah. You got to stay one step of the game.
Yeah, because if not, boy, y'all going to be angry to your 20s, your 30s, and it ain't going to be worth it, because all you had to do as a parent was be the bigger person. Learn to be a bigger person.
You do. You have to pick and choose those battles. That's a good point. I feel teenagers are pretty much young adults. They just can't make their own decisions, because they're going to go ahead and do what they want to do anyway. Because they do what they want to do. You can't control them. You cannot control them. They're going to do what they want to do. At that point, they have their own mind, and what do adults have our own mind. We do what we want to do. So therefore, to me, teenagers are little adults. They just can't make their own decisions besides what they want to do in front of them. So she really does need to possibly try to sit her daughter down and have some kind of conversation. I honestly recommend some therapy or getting some type of other enforcements to help her out in the home with her daughter. Maybe going to the school would be a good start, or getting some help with, like I said, a therapist or some other resource that you can find. But ultimately, sometimes you just have to let things run their course with your kids, and be there to support them and make sure that you're always at home. And hopefully, with you talking to her,
that child's time will be the number one key as a parent. Like, if you're not occupying it, somebody else in the world gonna do it. So I understand people work. Yeah, you got to go pay these bills. But at the end of the day, if you can make a promise one day out the week that you're going to spend that time with them and hold those promises, because that builds trust, and trust needs to be built for you to have an actual relationship with your child. Oh, please start there, because the child just want that time occupied, and most times it's by their parents. It's really not with the person they out there doing
things. I just think it's a balance between being a child's friend and actually implementing the child and saying what you're going to see, what you're going to run into, what you're going to come across, what's going to be. Because I was raised by a realist, right? So my parenting style is more laid back, approachable, to the point where I'm going to talk with you, keep it real with you. I'll let you know what you're going to see, what you're going to run into, what type of guys. But then that's how I feel like I stay ahead of the curve, because as long as I'm keeping it so real, my daughter I feel like as any man, this is how we feel, that she's going to come back to me. She's going to see these things. I know she's going to see these things. It's going to be times I'm not going to be around her to protect her, to be in her ear, to be the mentorship that she needs for temptation or wrongdoing or wrong decisions, whatever the case may be. That's why it always comes back to the realness I installed in her, and what I was saying to her, it's going to ring. And then she's going to start to see these people start to come around, these guys. And then it's, okay, this is what my dad was talking about. So now she's already building the trust of, well, my dad, he never lied to me. He always kept it real. He's a realist. I live on that type of approach. I feel like being real with your children, and now in 2024 and beyond, is the only way you can go. But you have to thread the needle between being realistic and friend. We're not friends. We have to, as parenting, we have to get that established. Because once we get too comfortable, once a child gets too comfortable in friend zone with a parent, and I've seen this way too many times, and that's when it becomes a hassle. That's when it becomes a problem. That's when you start to get a lot of problem ships with your children growing up while we're growing up and living life and trying to experience things. No doubt, it's always going to be trouble. It's always going to be problems. Kids were always going to get into some shit. But as a parent, we rather have the small, the minor than the major, right? We rather have, okay, she scraped her knee playing, or, we hearing about she got in her first fight, she held her own, or we hearing about just other little small things like that. Now, skipping school and doing this, it's kind of got a little too far out of hand. I let it get too far. Me, that's how, as a man, that's how I'm feeling. So naturally, I'm gonna, we finna shut this. We finna shut shit down. We can't play. We can't. Just
gotta be careful.
You have to thread the needle between being a confidant to your children now, and being realistic with them, and being and let them know ahead of time. Not that you're trying to shelter them, because I think now when you're trying to shelter too much, that's when they pull back further and they go jump out the window. You know what I mean? So it's like being that most realistic approach, what you're going to see, what you're going to run into. I've been 17, I've been 15, I've been 18, we've been these ages before, so we know what you're feeling, we know what you're seeing, we know what time it is. And that's the crazy thing. I used to think when I was a kid, and I could always think, man, my parents know what fuck time it is. You know what I'm saying? I used to always think like that, and I don't know why I always thought like that. And
because for some reason, our parents used to be our age, and we forget that they're just adults now. But that was definitely some good advice. You guys give good sound advice. Good job. Oh my gosh. But it's time to play.